Hello, so today we're going to talk about Surya Namaskara A and Surya Namaskara B, or Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B, how they are done in the tradition of Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga. So usually we start our practice by doing 5 times Sun Salutation A and 3 times Sun Salutation B. But since today we're going to do only those Sun Salutations plus a few finishing postures, which are also extremely important, we're going to do more of them, and we're going to concentrate on the proper alignment, on the proper breath, on the connection between the breath and the movement, on what mistakes we should avoid and which variations exist. So let's start, and we are going to start in the first posture. We always start with this posture, which is called Samastitihi. So here in this posture, you stand straight, your toes are touching each other, your heels are also touching, your chest is open, you look right in front of you, and here pay attention to the position of your back. So try not to arch like this, but you want to tuck your tailbone a little bit in, like forward. And here, start breathing with this sound, contracting your vocal cords, and also engage in Mula Bandha, which is the pelvic floor, and Uddiyana Bandha, which is this lower abdomen. So feel this slight lifting up. Breathing. Just a few more breaths for you to feel it. And then we start the first movement. So let's do it slower. With an inhale, you raise your arms and look at your thumbs. And pay attention that your thumbs should be just above your shoulders. So they are not supposed to be in front like this, or you're not supposed to arch somehow. No. So the back is straight and your thumbs are just above the shoulders. This is inhale. Then exhale, we bend forward and we want to have our knees straight. So if you are in this situation when you're not able to touch the floor with your fingertips, having the straight knees, it's okay. So you just grab your legs and go as close to your legs as possible. Of course, we want to have the straight back, but try just to do as your body can do at this moment. If you are quite flexible, you can place your fingertips or your hands on the floor. So this is exhale. And with the next inhale, the only thing that we change, we raise our head and look in front. If possible, stay with your hands on the floor. If you are here, place your hands on your shins and just raise the head. That's it. So let's just connect those 3 movements together. So start here in Samastitihi, and inhale, raise your arms, look at your thumbs. Exhale, bend forward, look at your nose. And inhale, just raise your head. The next movement is called Chaturanga, and most people don't really like this pose, but we have to do it. So with an exhale, take a step back into the plank, then do a little bit this movement forward and bend your elbows, looking in front. This is Chaturanga. So let's just concentrate on what things to avoid and how we can modify this position if it seems very hard for us. So notice that in Chaturanga we are supposed to be in one straight line. So please avoid doing something like this or something like this. So if you feel like you don't have enough strength for staying in one straight line, then you have 2 options. The first option is to place your knees on the ground and bend your elbows and do this easy Chaturanga. Or you can stay in a plank and just slightly bend your elbows. And until that moment that you notice that you are not in a straight line anymore. So let's say just like this. You are not supposed necessarily from the beginning to go so low into Chaturanga. Also, how to actually check if you have this straight line or you don't have. You have two options. The first option is to take a picture or just to ask someone if you really look in one straight line. Or there is the second option, and actually the second option, it's also a very good preparation pose and very good strength drill for Chaturanga. So for this, take a block, and I don't have a block, I have only some books, so some books can also be very good for that. And place those books just on the level of your abdomen, so above the navel, under the chest and above the navel. And bend your elbows. By the way, when you bend your elbows should be very close to your sides. They're not going, when you do Chaturanga, please don't go like that, no. So you want to place your elbows back and very close to your sides. So actually you should even feel them touching your sides. And so place your those books just above the navel, under the chest. And do Chaturanga and just slightly touch the books. So don't do like this, don't lie on the books, but just slightly touching and feel all of your body is engaged. Also, many people, they say that they have too weak arms and too weak shoulders for Chaturanga. But actually Chaturanga, of course, it's about the arms, but not just about the arms. In Chaturanga, it's very important to engage your whole body. So please notice the position of my legs and of my feet. So I'm not going like that too much forward. No, have this feeling that you want to press with your heels against some wall. So it's just, when you go into Chaturanga, just slightly forward and then very strong legs. And you go down. Don't go too much. So your elbow should have this 90-degree angle. And let's just start from the beginning and connect those 4 movements with the breath. So you start in Samasthiti and inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, go down into this forward bend. Inhale, look in front. And exhale, take a step and do Chaturanga. That's it. The next position is upward facing dog. So in this upward facing dog, we should concentrate again on some mistakes and on the transition from Chaturanga to upward facing dog. So first, let me show you. So this was exhale, and with the next inhale, we go into the next posture. This is upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So what's important here? So the first thing, which is very important, is that you are supposed to lift your knees away from the ground. So even if you did this Chaturanga with your knees down, when you transition into upward facing dog, you're supposed to lift your knees. So let me show you what I mean. So let's say we did Chaturanga just like that, and then when we go into the upward facing dog, notice the position of my knees, so I lift them. Don't leave them on the ground, because if you do, then it's not so good for your lower back. Also, about this transition, notice the position of my feet. So when I was doing Chaturanga, I was on my toes, and then look at my feet, we turn them, and this is upward facing dog. So don't stay on your toes, no, like that. If we are talking about the feet, one more thing which many people, even people who practice for longer time, they tend to do this mistake. So when you have your heels on the ground, not on the ground, but they are facing the ceiling. You want to turn them inside, so they don't go outside, but inside. So let me again show you how I mean it. So exhale, head towards Chaturanga, and then please don't do like this with your heels. Don't turn them out, no, in. And when you do it, you feel like your quadriceps, your legs, your thighs, they work more. And when they work more, they actually protect your lower back. So it's very important to think about it. Another thing about this upward facing dog is about the shoulders and the chest. So actually it's a very chest opening position, and here the first mistake that people do is connected with the shoulders. So they lift the shoulders up like this. So they do something like this, and we are supposed to push away from the hands and open the shoulders and go. Don't lift them too much, no. So we have to have this distance in between the ears and the shoulders as much as we can. Also, we want to open the chest, so the shoulders, they also go backwards so that you have the space in your chest. So again, please don't do something like this, no. So opening the chest. So this is upward facing dog. And from upward facing dog, you go into downward facing dog. So we're going to talk about downward facing dog a little bit later. And now let's do everything that we've learned so far from the start. So you start in Namaskara, and inhale, you raise your arms. Exhale, you go forward into this forward bend. Inhale, lift your head. And exhale, stand back and bend your elbows. This is all exhale. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. And in this downward facing dog, we want to press away from the hands and move our weight backwards. So downward facing dog, it's not something like this, no. We want to shift the weight backwards. If you can place your heels on the ground, then it's good. If you don't, and it's also okay, so slowly you are going to get more flexibility. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, you can do it as well. So here it's very important just to shift this weight backwards, not to move all the weight on your hands, no. So imagine that you want to have all of your weight on your heels, on your legs actually. About the shoulders, try to open the shoulders here and to rotate your shoulders outside. So let me show you what I mean. So when you stand in downward facing dog, you are not doing like this, but you want to have this freedom in your shoulders. So this shoulder joint is rotating out, not in, but out. And also your chin is close to the chest, and you look in the direction of your navel, of your abdomen. So let us try. And here in this downward facing dog, you say 5 breaths. So breathe with this sound, shifting the weight backwards. 3, 4, 5. And then with an inhale, you take a long step. 1 and another one, looking in front. This is inhale. If you're not able to take such a long step just in between your hands, it's okay. So just do as much as you can, let's say here, and the same thing, looking in front. So let's try again. Downward facing dog. And inhale, take a step looking forward. And then the next thing, exhale, you bend forward, head to the legs. And the next inhale, you lift up, look at your thumbs, exhale, Samasthiti. So actually, this is the full Surya Namaskara A, the full sun salutation A. So now, let's do it again, but in a more fast way. So really without stopping in different asanas, but following the breath. So now let's put this emphasis on the connection between the breath and the movement. So we stay in Samasthiti, and the next inhale, lift your arms, look at your thumbs. Exhale, bend forward. So do your variation. Inhale, lift your head. And exhale, step back, bend your elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, pay attention to your legs, to your feet. Upward facing dog, open in the chest. And exhale, go into downward facing dog and stay here 5 breaths, chin to the chest. 1, breathe with the sound, shifting the weight backwards. 2, looking in the direction of your navel. 3, 4, 5, and then inhale, look in front and take a step forward. Exhale, bend forward, looking at your nose, and inhale, lift, look at your thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti, and let's do again. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, look in front. Exhale, step back. Move a little bit forward, bend your elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Heels inside. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. 1, 2, pay attention to your shoulders. Try not to stress them, not to turn them inside. 3, feel this space, this freedom there. 4, 5, and then inhale, take the step, look in front of you. Exhale, head to the legs, bend forward, and inhale, move up. Exhale, Samasthiti. And let's do once again the same thing. So inhale, lift your arms, concentrate on the breath. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, stand back. If you're tired, you can place your knees down. Inhale, open up the chest. Heels inside. And exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here. 1, 2, and here you can remember about this Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha areas. So activate your pelvic floor and your lower belly. 3, so feel the sensation of lifting. 4, 5, and the next inhale, take the step forward. If your hands are lifted, it's okay, so just be here. Exhale, Go down. Again, you can just grab your legs and inhale, go up. Exhale, Samastitihi. So actually, here I was showing you the steps forward and steps back. In the full versions, we are jumping back and forward. So let me show you just how it looks. So let's do it together, starting from the beginning. So we stand in Samastitihi and inhale, we raise our hands. Exhale, going down. Inhale, looking in front. And here, we are supposed to really place our hands down. So if you need to bend your knees for that, bend your knees. If you need to place your hands a little bit forward, place them a little bit forward. But it's important that you have your hands fully on the ground. So, look in front, and then you bend your knees, and you jump into Chaturanga. If that's hard, of course, you can take those steps back and steps forward. But if you can do this, yes, that's how we do it in the full version. So again, let's start from the beginning. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look in front. And exhale, jump or step back into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Here, 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Concentrate on the breath. Feel the Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, 4. Alright, and from here, we can also jump, not just taking steps, but jump. If the jump will seem too hard for you, then of course you can step forward. So in case you jump, first of all, you bend your knees like this, look in front, and then from here you jump forward. Of course, if it's not possible to have the straight knees, it's okay just to jump like that with the bent knees as well. So you bend it and you jump with your bent knees, and then you try to straighten them. So let's again try just this jump forward. So step back into downward facing dog, bend your knees first, look in front, and inhale, you jump. This is inhale, and exhale, again bend forward, inhale, going up, and exhale, Samastitihi. So let's just do 2 more sun salutations A, and you can choose. You either do those jumps or you stop as we were doing it before. So again, Samastitihi, breathe deeply. And inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, bend forward, looking at your nose. Inhale, look in front. Exhale, either step or jump back. Inhale, upward facing dog, heels inside. Exhale, downward facing dog, chin to the chest, 5 breaths. 1, breathe with the sound. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look in front, take a step or jump forward. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, lift up. Look at your thumbs. Exhale, Samastitihi. Let's do one last time. Concentrate on the breath and try to engage Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. So, inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look in front of you. Exhale, jump or stand up, Chaturanga. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Breathe with the sound. 4. 5. Inhale, look in front. You can take a step or you can jump forward. Exhale, fold forward, looking at your nose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, Samastitihi. So that was Sun Salutation A. We also have Sun Salutation B. And in Sun Salutation B, we add 2 new postures, which is Utkatasana and Virabhadrasana A. And first of all, let's just concentrate and explain those new postures, and then I'm going to show you the whole thing. So, the first posture that we actually start with is called Utkatasana. I'm going to show you how it looks. So here, we just bend our knees and raise our arms. So what's important here? Here, try not to over-arch your back. So Utkatasana is not something like that, no. So again, tuck the tailbone in so that you feel like this space of your lower back is somehow, even expanding by this tucking the tailbone in. And lift your arms. So your arms are not again supposed to be very much in front or very much behind. Again, your thumbs are just above your shoulders. So that's how you stay here. So if you have this position of your back, you really feel your core is engaged, and that's what we want. The next posture that we add is called Virabhadrasana A. And again, let's just explain this posture. Let's try together. So here we have the front knee bent 90 degrees. The back foot is either 90 degrees open or up to 60 degrees inside. So I mean that it's either like this, like 90 degrees, or a little bit inside, just a little bit. But this 90 degrees variation is kind of challenging. So in the beginning, of course, you can just turn a little bit in. Pay attention that both of your legs are very strong. It's just not that you're falling like this. No, both legs are strong, and you press both feet into the ground. You raise your arms, and again here, try not to over-arch like that. No. So again, tuck the tailbone a little bit in. Of course, you're going to be arching, but try to avoid doing it too much, and you're looking at your thumbs. Again, your arms are not somewhere here or somewhere there. No, your thumbs are just above your shoulders. Actually, you're supposed to feel a little bit of stretch in the back thigh. So if you have the right in front, in the left thigh, you're supposed to have this a little bit of stretch. And also, this position is not supposed to be easy. So how to actually check if you're doing it in the right way? You're supposed to have this front knee 90 degrees. And it's 90 degrees if your knee is just above the heel. So let's say now I'm doing 45 degrees and you see my knee is too much in front. Or now I'm going to do like more than 90 degrees. So my knee is too much behind the heel. So it's supposed to be just above, and you should feel like there is something going on in your body that is kind of challenging. Also, pay attention to your pelvis. So please don't do something like that. No, your pelvis is square, your hips are square, and your front knee is not doing like this. No, you even want to like push it a little bit out. Not too much, of course, but just a little bit. Oh, that's how it looks. So let's just try on the other side, the same thing. So bend your left and just hold for a few breaths, paying attention to your back, to the stretch in your right thigh, to the breath. Check if your knee is 90 degrees, if you're not overarching. And then release. And now let's explain how we connect everything together. Before we explain how to connect everything together, let me show you some quite a challenging transition that we have here. So in Surya Namaskara B, we have to step from downward facing dog into this Virabhadrasana A that we were just showing before with one inhale. So it might be challenging for many people who start this. So now let's just show the full variation of this transition and easier variation. So let's just stand in downward facing dog, and in the full variation with an inhale you're supposed to step in front, place your heel on the ground and lift your arms with one inhale. So first problem that people face often in the beginning, that they are not able to take such a long step in front. And if you are in this category, let's say you only can step here. So see what's happening. You stayed here, and when you bend your knee, it's not 90 degrees, it's too much. In this case, you take a step, and then you step back with the back leg. And now when you lift, you have this angle 90 degrees. So let's just try the next side. So either variation, you can do the full variation, or you can do the variation that I showed you, and come back. So also, as I said, we are supposed to do it with one inhale, but sometimes it's very hard to do it with one inhale. So when we are going to do it for the first time, this Salutation B, I'm going to show you easier breath, and then I'm going to show you the normal breath that we usually do. Also, one thing, that in the full variation of this stepping forward, we are not supposed to lift the hands. So see, I'm stepping and both of my hands are on the ground. It demands some strength and flexibility. So if you need to lift one hand, then okay, you can do it. But just remember, keep in mind that in the full version we are not supposed to. So if you can do it, then of course you're welcome to do it. And there is even one preparation exercise for that, which I really love, and I recommend it to people, so you can do it whenever you have time for it and you want to have some strength drill. So for this exercise, you go into the downward facing dog. So actually it's not a part of sun salutation, it's just a preparation exercise. So, and you take a step forward, but without putting your heel on the ground and without lifting the hands, and then backwards. And then you do the second one. Forward without putting, and then backward. And then just try a few times each side. One, and back, and then second, and back. And let's do 2 more times each side. One, and back, second, and back. And the last one. One, and back, and second, and back. Yes, it might be challenging for many people. It's also challenging for me, but it's really good. So, Let me show you also from this angle, maybe it will be more clear for you. So I'm taking a step without putting, and then back, and the second side, and then back. Okay, so now let's try the full sun salutation V with this easier breath first. So we start in Samasthiti again, as in A, and with an inhale, we do Utkatasana. So this first pose with bending the knees. Exhale, straighten the knees and bend forward. Inhale, look in front. And exhale, you can take a step or jump into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, heels inside. Exhale, downward facing dog. And here we don't wait. With the next inhale, step forward. Prepare the legs, so place the heel on the ground, bend your knee. And the next inhale, go up. Exhale, go into Chaturanga. If you're tired, place your knees on the ground. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Don't wait. The next one. Inhale, forward. Exhale, just adjust your legs here. Inhale up. And exhale into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And here, 5 breaths, finally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, you can take a step or jump forward. Same as in sun salutation 8. Exhale, fold forward. And now inhale, bend your knees. Look up. Exhale, Samasthiti. So let's do 2 more times. And now let's do this full variation with another type of breath when we transition into Virabhadrasana A. So inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look in front. And exhale, jump back. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, inhale, step forward, bend your knee, looking up. Just one inhale, and exhale, you go into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now the other side. Inhale, left goes forward, bend your knee, looking up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now we stay 5 breaths. 1, 2, breathe in with the sound. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, jump or step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees. And exhale, Samasthiti. Let's do it one last time. I know you're tired already. Just one last time. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look in front. Focus on your breath. Exhale, jump or step back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Don't wait here. Inhale, step forward. Place your heels on the ground, looking up. Exhale, hands down into Chaturanga. Watch your breath. Inhale, open the chest, heels inside, knees in the air. Exhale, downward facing dog, the other side. Inhale, forward, look up. And exhale into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here. 5 breath. 1. Remember about the shoulders. Feel the space there. 2. Shifting your weight backwards. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, look in front, step or jump forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, bend your knees. Exhale, Samasthiti. So, we did our sun salutations for today. And now let's do the finishing postures. So, whenever, even if your practice is quite short, so even if it's just sun salutations as we did today, we have to do the finishing postures. So here, the first one, you are sitting with the crossed legs. In the full variation later, maybe some of you are going to do the lotus, Padmasana, but for today, those crossed legs are perfectly enough. And you place your arms behind your back, and you want to catch your elbows so that your chest is really open, and with an exhale, you're going into the forward bend. And here, don't worry if you're not so low in your forward bend, or if your pelvis, your buttocks, sitting bones are lifting a little bit, it's okay. Just make sure they're not lifting too much. And breathe. So here we say 10 breaths, and we want to really make those breaths count, really slow and deep. Listen to the sound of your breath. Open up your chest at the same time. And then inhale, going up. And place your hands, your wrists on your knees, chin to the chest. Straight back. And now try to extend your breath even more. Listening to the sound. Remember about Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. So lift the pelvic floor. Engage your lower abdomen muscles. Take one more deep breath here. And then place your hands to the ground and close your knees a little bit. Your hands are supposed to be just in between your buttocks and your heels, and try to push away from the hands, not just from the base of your hand, but from the whole palm and even from your fingertips, and pressing from your fingertips, making your shoulders go down and not to the ears. No, please. So down. You want to lift up, and you want to lift your buttocks, your pelvis, and just like that. If you're okay with that, lift the front heel as well, and stay 5 breaths. 1. If it's too hard, you can use the blocks under your hands or books. 2. 3. Breathe. 4. and 5. And now another 5 breaths, but change your legs. Again, you can use the blocks, or you're not supposed to, for all that it costs, just also lift your front leg. The pelvis is enough. So another 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And now, after you did all that, go into Shavasana. Shavasana is the sphation pose when you are lying down on your back with your arms just to your sides, your palms are turned up. You lie with the closed eyes. And when you are going to lie in Shavasana, please don't control your breath and try to relax as much as possible. And please do this posture. So take 5 minutes, just lying on the ground and just watching how your body relaxes, how you breathe, watch everything that's going on inside. So just allow yourself to feel this space of relaxation. And after you do this, then you're done with your practice for today. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, if something was not super clear, then just write to me, and I wish you a very nice day.